from the year 1854 in the Portland Press Herald. It's just the column that says 10 pins, but it has to do with one of the original string pin setters. The game of 10 pins is the most manly and popular pastime of the present day. It has wholly superseded the ancient game of tennis, and in cities where space is limited and the sports of the open air are impossible, it takes the place of cricket and the other varieties of ball playing. It is healthy and invigorating, calls all the muscles into play, rarely gives rise to gambling or to keeping of late hours, and is not only adapted to all classes, but to both sexes. In fact, no one who has witnessed the zeal with which the fairer sex engage in the game of 10 pins can doubt its capability to furnish them with the best mode of exercise and amusement. There are, however, objections to the present mode of conducting the game of 10 pins that must, in a great measure, disqualify it from becoming a household amusement, or indeed from becoming the pastime of some gentleman. The necessity which exists of setting up the pins calls for the employment of boys and induces such a crowd of hangers-on about each suit of alleys as repels the visitor in search of exercise. In fact, the constant presence of the boys at a 10-pin alley is nothing but a nuisance. They are always rude, unmannerly, and exacting, and their company is a restraint upon the players. In addition to this, the life which they are forced to lead is a bad one for them in many respects. They had much better be at school or at home, and no one doubts that it would be a great benefit to dispense with them altogether. We are glad, therefore, to learn and to be able to inform our readers that a self-supporting 10-pin alley has been invented and patented by one of our citizens, which obviates the necessity of employing pinboys and renders it possible for everyone to enjoy the game in as quiet a way as he may desire. We have been favored with a view of the working model of the 10-pin alley, a brief description of which we submit to our readers. A cord is passing through the center of each pin and passes through the bed of the alley, and to its extremity is attached to a weight of, say, 10 or 20 pounds, which resets upon a platform, which is raised by means of a lever worked at the head of the alley. When the pins are to be set up, the platform is dropped, and the weights falling with it elevate pins. The platform is then raised, the cords relaxed, and the pins stand entirely free and can be knocked 3 or 4 feet from their first position. Behind the end of the alley, where the pins set, is the usual swinging cushion against which the balls strike, and then drop upon a flooring incline to one side, which causes the ball to roll into a socket or gutter, which is attached to a wide, endless belt passing over 2 cylinders or rollers, which are turned by a lever or crank at the head of the alley. The belt turning on the rollers elevates the gutter, which contains the balls, to the end of the inclined ways, which return them directly to the player. This improvement may be easily adapted to any ordinary alley at a moderate expense and would soon repay the outlay by dispensing with the services of an attendant, also facilitating the playing, as 6 frames of pins could be set up in the time occupied to set up one on the ordinary alley.